you have stuff you want to get done. Stuff that's really important, stuff that is your purpose, stuff that is just that deep desire in your soul that you know is just the right thing for you. But there's stuff holding you back from doing that. Procrastination, distractions, maybe just feeling like you're putting yourself out there, and that's a little scary. So unfortunately, I'm not here to tell you that, you know what, if you just keep doing it, and eventually you're going to get to a point where you're always going to just do the stuff that's important, the stuff that's meant for you, so that you can live that life that you're meant to live. I don't think that's the way. At least I haven't experienced it yet. And if that is something that you've experienced, then let me know how you get that. Let me know how you get that to that point of just always doing the stuff that's really important to do. What I find with most of the people I work with, as well as myself, is that there are different things that are holding us from doing that stuff that's really important. And you know, we can use that word, great big long word, procrastination, putting stuff off. But why do we put stuff off? And how do you overcome putting stuff off? It's not just one simple or a few simple techniques that are going to make you just do all the stuff you want to do. We've got opposing forces in our mind. We've got the mind of God that is always working towards doing good in this world and doing things that we desire, and generally we desire those great things because they're making an impact on other people's lives, or they're putting value in their lives. And then we've also got this other force in our mind that is wanting to keep us, maybe we can say, safe and secure, that's wanting to keep us just where we are, a little bit complacent, a little bit maybe even boring is the word to use. That we need to decide which part we're going to listen to, and to have really the life that is most joyful, that gives you the most peace and happiness, that takes you through all the ups and downs of life. You want to listen to that part that is leading you to greatness. And we're going to be led to greatness through a lot of difficult tasks, through things that we need to do that aren't very comfortable, and also through things that we need to do that are just, you know, not that it's hard to do, you know, I think even sometimes of cleaning. Like, I don't really want to do that. I also don't want to live in a messy house. Part of my purpose, there's a big part of my purpose that is about my family. I've got a purpose of putting value in other people's lives as well, but first and foremost is my family and what I want to, the value I want to instill in them. And part of that value is living in a comfortable, clean home. So we have all these different things we want to do, right? And how are we going to do that? Is there some kind of like superpowers that we can draw from? And not necessarily, I love the analogies of superheroes. My kids love watching all those kind of movies, and actually I kind of like them too, especially the ones with great girl power in them. But I have this sheet that I have got from, I educate my boys at home, and this is just one of the things that we do during our learning time. And actually we have a whole wall put up of all this different kind of stuff that is about just living with a growth mindset, always doing what God has instilled in us, and being able to live out the life that we're meant to, that we were created for. So this little sheet, persistence is my superpower, and I love all the things that are on here, and I actually have had this sitting out on our learning table for quite a long time. And it's something that I just want sitting around to remind me, to remind my boys, to remind anybody else that just might happen to look at it. And so I'm just going to read off these things here, and I'm going to use, on this it says I, using the I word, which is exactly what you should use, but I want to speak to you about this. I want to tell you what you have inside of you and what you're able to do. You stick with things and don't give up easily. You improve with practice. You achieve great things when you are persistent. You keep calm when you make mistakes. You keep trying until you get it. You stay positive. You move towards your goals. You do your best. You have this great life that is waiting for you, and that always takes a little bit of struggle to get to. That struggle part is important. And it's important that we are so persistent, so positive about that, but just that we live with that purpose and that passion. And that's what's going to help you get through that that feeling of putting stuff off, of feeling overwhelmed. It's not finding this technique on how to best manage your time, although I use techniques. I use scheduling and different things like that. But it's not about the techniques. It's about sticking with it. And the more you stick with it, the more that moving towards your goals and achieving what you're meant to achieve is going to be easier. I'm going to use the word easier because it does get easier, because you just teach yourself to do the difficult things. And I love doing that now. Sometimes I get caught up. I still struggle with things in my mind telling me I'm not quite enough. I can't quite do this thing or that thing, and I can't do it all. I can't homeschool my kids, and I can't have a business, and I can't make my home the way I want it. I can't make these meals. I just don't have the time. That's wrong thinking. I have that come up in my head a lot, and now I have lots of words to be able to talk that down. I have lots of words from God, from Scripture, to be able to talk that down, and that's what works most for me. I've spent years doing the self-help kind of thing, and I'm not knocking the industry at all. I like to use the word personal growth more, because we are not doing it on our own. We're doing it with God. We're doing it with that spirit that's inside of us that helps us do great things. We're never doing it alone. And know that whatever you want to do, whatever you have in your heart, whatever desire, you need to discover that, clarify that, and then just take action on it. And that's what's going to help you live the most wonderful life. That's what's going to have you sharing your greatness with all kinds of other people in your life. And then in turn, you just get to lift people up.